Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to today's video. In this video, we're going to do a full comprehensive review of Warrior Trading and all the service they offer. So we're going to review the chat room, the courses, the customer service, the mentorship sessions, pretty much everything that you expect a review on. Hopefully we will cover in this video. And if I do miss out anything, then just comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. But hopefully we will cover everything, and as always, just really important to mention that this is not a paid sponsorship from Warrior Trading. This is my own personal review. I've been with them for just over a year and a half now, and I've had access to everything that I'm going to review, so the chat room, courses, etc. So as I said, this is just my own personal review, and the goal of this is just to give you a really good understanding and paint a good picture of what you can expect from them in case you're looking to join their services. So there's definitely going to be some positives, there's definitely going to be some negatives about the service, so stick around to find out exactly what I think on both them fronts. But yeah, hopefully this will help you make a good decision if you're going to join their service or not, and see if it's the right fit for you. And yeah, lastly, just always, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, if you want to join me on my own day trading journey as a beginner day trader. And as always, please like the video, it really helps me out. And that's it, let's get into the review. So first, let's talk about the chat rooms that they offer. So they have a few chat rooms, and depending on what strategy you want to trade will depend on what chat room you go into. So for example, if you want to trade Ross's strategy, the small cap strategy, you'd go into the small cap chat room, obviously, which is run by Ross. If you want to trade the large cap strategy, that's run by Mike, and you can go to his chat room. Or if you want to trade futures, that's run by Steve, and you can go into his chat room as well. They do have an inner circle chat room, but I'm not a part of that. I'm a pro student, so I can't really comment on what that chat room's like. But the point of this was just to show you there are multiple chat rooms that you can enter. You can enter in and out of them as many times as you like, but most of the time you only go into the one chat room if you trade one style. But if you do want to change styles or learn other ways, you can then go into the other chat rooms, and you can actually load them all up at the same time as well. But there's then a lot of information. But there are different chat rooms for different styles of trading, depending what you want to trade and how you want to trade. The chat room themselves have really good visual and audio, no complaints there. There are times the audio and visual can go down, but that's quite standard, especially in Ross's room, where it has sometimes over 1,000 members in that room at one time. So it is what it is. Majority of the time, especially recently, it's been very good, no complaints there. Really clear audio when Ross speaks, and really clear visual of the scanners and everything that they put on there. So just to give you some context of what's in the chat room and sort of the purpose of the chat room is a place to go where you can obviously watch Ross trade. He will provide a detailed description of his trade. So you might see it on YouTube, for instance, at pre-market. He will go through them and talk about what stocks he's going to trade or that he's not going to trade, why. And this is one of the most important things that's really good. It provides insight into his mind and his thought process of his approach to the day and the stock. So that can really help you make good decisions. And he just provides that commentary, that feedback there. And Ross will basically place a trade or place trades, and he'll talk about what he's doing, why he's doing it, when he's in, when he's out, and etc. like that. The thing to keep in mind, and this is where it gets quite controversial, there is a delay in the chat room. I believe they are trying to cut that delay down, but there is going to be always a natural delay. I think it can vary. I think it's about three. It can be anywhere between best 3 seconds. It can even be up to like 8 to 10 seconds sometimes. So you do have to be wary of that. So when Ross says he places a trade, you basically don't want a mirror trade, because he's going to place a trade. You then might listen to him and get in. You're already 5 seconds late, and he's probably already out the trade by then because he trades so fast. So I'm not going to comment too much if he uses that to his advantage or not. But just to let you guys know, there is a delay in the chat room. The other thing about the chat room is there's obviously all other members. There's other members from Warrior Trading's team. So they have a customer service. They have moderators. There's obviously all the students, and there's a badge depending on what level they are. So it could be a student, a starter, a pro, an inner circle, etc. So you know who you're talking to. So that's good. And as I said, if you've got any questions regarding Warrior Trading themselves, there's a customer service in the chat room that you can ask. The downside to that though, and this is one thing I don't like about the chat room, is that because it's so large, you can never really build a rapport with other traders your level. You can't meet up with someone and find out how they're doing, because basically once you do comment or post a question or anything, it may or may not get answered. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But the point is, a lot of chat rooms, you want to meet some people your level so you can bounce ideas off, see how they trade, and you can't really do that there because the community is too big. So that's one of the downfalls to that. And yeah, that's the chat room as a whole. So really good, good commentary that will really help your trading. It can actually hinder your trading sometimes, but overall, as long as you learn from it and you learn to trade for yourself, the commentary is very, very important, very, very good, especially for beginner day traders. It's good atmosphere, really clean and clear audio. As I said, the downside to it is delayed, so you've got to be wary of that. And you can't really meet new people that you want to learn from or speak to or sort of build a relationship with, because there's just too many people in the chat room. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the courses that they offer. That's probably one of the most important things people look for in a review or when they're signing up to Warrior Trading. The courses themselves, they offer multiple courses. So they offer courses on small cap strategy, large cap, futures, option trading, and even cryptocurrency as well. So depending what strategy you want to learn, they teach it, and it's taught by the relevant instructors. So Ross, once again, for the small cap, Mike for the large cap, Steve for the futures, Ash does the options trading, and I think Ross does the cryptocurrency. I'm not 100% sure, but basically different instructors for different the courses that you want to learn. So regarding the actual content itself, there's so much they go over. They go about the intro to the stock market, the basic of where day trading come from, chart patterns, risk assessment, indicators you need, particular strategies for buying, for long in, for short in, level 2 training, there's scalp training, there's obviously reading the tape. There's just everything. It's too much to really go over, but pretty much everything you're looking for in a trading course that you want them to cover, I can pretty much guarantee they do cover it. If they don't cover it and you mention it to them, they will probably cover it in a future session as well. So yeah, very, very detailed, extremely detailed, and they should pretty much go over everything that you want them to go over. The courses themselves are sort of presented in two forms. You have the main form, which is a video pre-recorded form. So they have a portal which you log into. You can access the videos anytime you want. I don't think that portal has ever been down. The videos are always accessible. So really, really good quality content, and the accessibility is really good. So the videos from the courses are pre-recorded from live training sessions. So basically every year what Ross does, and we're talking about the small cap course here, is he will review the courses done from the previous year, add in any bits that are relevant, take any bits out that don't need to be in there, and then he'll do a live class on it where he actually records for about 3 hours, and he'll go through each chapter section by section. This is all in a live class environment, so you'll see other people talking, you can ask questions, and Ross will answer them, and he pretty much answers every question, which is cool. And then those videos are recorded and then edited and uploaded to the main portal. And as I said, that's recorded every year. There's also some other things they add into it. So they add in the PDF files. So if you can't watch the videos for whatever reason, you can download the PDF files, you can go through them. And then there's some other PDF and other files that they give you access to, like an Excel sheet and other things as well. But the main ones is obviously you watch the videos, you learn from the videos, and then you can look at the PDF files as well. As for the course layout, they're pretty much perfect. So I'm referencing the small cap one mainly because that's the strategy I trade, and that's the one that's most popular, and that's the one taught by Ross. But when I say laid out perfectly, it starts you from basically an understanding of not knowing anything in the stock market or day trading. So you'll learn a bit about what the stock market is, what's day trading, and slowly go through each chapter, each step, to build up your knowledge. So by the time you get around to the strategy point, you have a really good understanding and terminology of what you need to know. So yeah, the course is laid out perfectly, basically from a beginner to more advanced. So you work away along that course and that's really important, and that's really, really helpful. It's all staged out for a perfect reason. Each course is laid out really well. It's really well presented. As I said, when you're in the live chat room, you will see the PDF on Ross's screen. You'll see obviously Ross talks. He'll talk through the PDF, so you get a really good visual and audio lesson there. And Ross is a really good teacher. He communicates very well, answers a lot of questions, and as I said, it's extremely detailed, and it's really good detailed wise. And so it's not overly detailed that he's repeating a lot of things over and over and over again, but there are some repetitive things that he does repeat, but they're kind of necessary. So he's got a good balance there between going over the information and repeating the information that's actually really necessary as well, the important information. And then at the end of all the chapters, so you'll go through each particular chapter. At the end of a chapter, there's a Q&A section just to highlight, just to basically help you advance your education further, to sort of ingrain it in your brain a bit more. So who asks questions at the end of every chapter, you have to answer them, and then once you pass a certain amount, you can go on to the next chapter. That's really good. That's really helpful. It's helped me a lot. And I think the main things they try and do is emphasize on the key points again from that particular chapter. So that's what you remember, and that's what you take forward. So now let's talk about the mentorship sessions. So each day during Monday to Friday, they have a mentorship session. It roughly goes like a mental session on Monday, sort of like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is like a beginner, intermediate, and advanced sessions for trading. Then they sort of have like a Friday FOMO mental session as well. So it's quite a good balance, because there's a lot of day trading becomes down to pretty much, as you said, half of it is knowledge, trade management, strategy. The other half is sort of your emotional, mental state. And if you can manage, if you're good at both, likely you can be then successful. So they've got a good balance there between the mental sessions and the practical sessions. And then they do base it on sort of level as well, a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The sessions themselves, they're at about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but roughly about an hour. They are all recorded as well and uploaded to the education portal if you happen to miss them. But they're a really good a really good opportunity to go to each session, ask questions that you're not sure on. You'll get an answer from the trader, and they always vary on who's actually teaching that lesson. So sometimes Ross will do it, sometimes Ash will do it, John L10 does some, Mike will do some. A lot of times it is the other people, like Ash, he mainly does it, sort of not. But now and again, Ross and Mike definitely do some sessions. The topics of the actual lessons in the beginner, intermediate, advanced can vary from a small cap to an options to large cap. Sometimes there'll be, or just a general Q&A. Sometimes there will be a particular subject that they're going to cover, so you know that in advance. Other times you can just sort of, the sessions can naturally go to a particular topic, and they talk about that as well. It's pretty much sometimes, as I said, sometimes structured, sometimes free flowing, which is quite a nice balance. But yeah, very, very helpful, especially if you have questions. You can just write them down. When you come to a session, you can just ask all the questions, and you will pretty much get an answer to all of them. So let's talk about the simulator. Now, this is probably the only area that I'm a bit iffy on, because I used the old simulator, which wasn't very good. Because that simulator wasn't very good, I went trading probably a bit premature into a real money account, and then they released their new software, which is around about February this year, 2019. But I do speak to many people who are in the simulator. It's miles better than the one before. It has a few hiccups now and again, but generally it's actually really good, really reliable, and it's based on the Sterling platform. It's based on Sterling, which you can go to particular brokers and use that same platform, that same software. So sadly can't comment too much about it. I have seen it, and if you look up Sterling, it's going to provide everything that you need to trade. It's going to provide the charting software, the level 2, all the indicators, the hotkeys, pretty much everything that you need to trade. The only thing that happens now and again is sometimes, I think because so many people are using the software, that sometimes it's a bit delayed or it freezes. But I'm hearing overall 80 to 90% of the time it works fine. Sadly, can't really make this a big big chapter on the simulator because I said I've been using real money for a while now and I haven't used a new simulator, but it's going to do the job, and it's always best to use a simulated environment. So now let's talk about the positives and the negatives of Warrior Trading. I said these are my own personal thoughts and feelings, and we'll start with the positives. So the positives is that Warrior Trading are very, very detailed. So they will cover everything that you want them to cover. So whether it's the actual learning how to trade a particular strategy, what momentum stock is, what gap and go, what charts you use, how to set up a broker, what indicators you should have a chart, just everything. And there's many topics. They are very detailed, very, very good for that. So in terms of the quality of the courses and everything they teach, I think it's very high, very, very good. So definitely from that perspective, if someone wanted a quality course, I would recommend them. The other positives are Ross is a really good teacher, really communicates very well, makes it easy to understand sometimes complex and difficult subjects, and the website, the portal, always easy, accessible, never been down since I've been using them, so very, very reliable there. Talking about the customer service, every time I've had an issue, which I don't think I've actually had an issue, but I have contacted them a few times regarding sort of billings and payments and stuff, and they've always got back to me either the same day or the next day, been very, very quick, so very, very reliable customer service as well. And that's important in any place that you're putting money down. You want, if you do have any issues or you've got any questions, you want an answer as quick as possible, and they definitely do that. So overall there, the positives. I'm sure I've missed out many more, but just to sort of give you a general idea. But now we'll talk about the negatives, and the negatives for me is one is the price. You could say it's a higher end service that they offer because they offer bespoke portals, simulator, really loads and loads of hours of content from courses, different variety of courses, and I get that. That's fine. It's up to everyone to decide what they want to do with their own money, but if you look at the main goal of trading and the people that they're looking to get business from is people like me and you, where we're probably very much a beginner day trader. We want to be helped on that journey. Certainly, yeah, it doesn't always have to be for free. I get that, but I just feel like their course and everything is too expensive, because by the time you try and sign up to a broker, which costs monthly, while you sign up to charting software, which costs monthly, you need money to actually trade, and then you're going to lose money because you're learning, and then you add on the course fees and stuff. It's very, very expensive. So I wish they do something about their price. And as I said, it is a really good service that they offer. It's too expensive in my opinion. Yeah. More importantly, what's worse than just the price is the time frame. They offer a 3-month. It's basically valid. So you buy the pro course and it's only valid for 3 months, 90 days, and that includes many things like the bonus sessions to the simulator and the chart room and the chat room. But no one can learn to trade in 3 months successfully. They know that. They even teach that in their course. It's a very, very long process. So what's annoying is that once you've spent loads of money, you might only even have that for 3 months. Yes, you can extend your course for up to a year for a much reduced rate, but then you're still spending more money. So certainly they should up the duration of the course. My personal thing is at least a year. Everyone needs at least a year of trading in a sim, learning from the courses, but 3 months is just not long enough. So that's definitely my main two negatives. But that is pretty much it. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet, but trying to cover a lot at the same time. So I hope I have covered most things here. So just some final words. As I said, overall, if you take out the pricing and we're just looking at the quality of what they teach, I would recommend them. I think if you're a beginner trader and you have no knowledge, or you have a little bit of knowledge or whatever, they will cover everything and they'll really get you up to speed in a very, very high detailed manner. And they'll just teach you everything that you need to know, as you said. So I've really enjoyed learning everything from there. Really enjoy using the services, say the chat room, especially with the live trading environment. It's really, really good. It's helped me develop massively. As I said, just the sad thing is I think the price and then the duration is just not long enough. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, this was just my own personal feedback and review of their services. And as always, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.